Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Lens of Truth with me, Ave Florentino, and for today's video, I've been playing Penny's Big Breakaway, which is now available on the Nintendo Switch digitally for $29.99. And I've been playing this for several hours now, and here are my first impressions. But before we get started, hit that like button, ring the bell, leave a comment to help me push my channel into the algorithm. And let's get to it. Gameplay-wise, Penny's Big Breakaway is a 3D platformer where you control as Penny, an aspiring street performer who uses an anthropomorphic yo-yo as a weapon. After an addition goes horribly wrong, her yo-yo ends up eating the clothing of the Emperor Eddie, and now she's deemed a felon, and throughout your entire adventure, you'll be pursued by penguins. So this is the premise of this 3D platformer. Made by the development team that brought us Sonic Mania, this is their first attempt at a 3D platformer and they have succeeded. This harkens back to the N64 platformers, the PS1 era, the Sega Saturn, and especially the Dreamcast. With its bright colors, the collectathon style gameplay, and the movement. So let's begin with the comparisons, because it is inevitable that this game will be compared to several games, but I have three in mind that I feel directly inspired this game in terms of movement and combat style. And the obvious one first is Sonic the Hedgehog, especially Sonic Adventure 2, one of my all-time favorites, especially played it on the Nintendo GameCube. And if you ever played Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, you'll know that that game was very momentum based, meaning you'll earn your speed by turning into a ball as Sonic and pushing your way forward, going up cliffs and loops and pushing yourself towards grind rails. And it just has a great feeling of momentum, and subsequently in the next 3D adventure games, a lot of that was lost for a more of an automated system. And Penny's Big Breakaway brings that feeling back, especially when you use your yo-yo as a movement tool, as you turn it into a unicycle style wheel to go up ramps and speed your way through levels by jumping, hopping, and pushing forward while avoiding penguins. Now, another classic game that I don't hear a lot of people talking about when it comes to comparison is Nights into Dreams. Not only visually with its striking bright colors, but there's this type of elasticity that I can only explain when it comes to its movement as you're pushing forward through the stages in both Nights and Penny's Big Breakaway. With Penny, you have a forward dash attack where you press Y twice or forward with the control stick, and you'll push yourself forward, giving yourself some extra speed, propelling yourself to push forward while combining your yo-yo attack to get some speed and momentum. So this is one of those that you have to play Nights to understand what I'm speaking about, but it does have that type of zen moment with the fluid movement once you get the hang of the controls. And just the fact that Nights, the jester, does kind of have the similarity with Penny since she's a circus performer, so aesthetically that also helps with the comparisons. Now, one of the few criticisms I have is that you do not have any control over the camera, because the right stick is to twirl around your yo-yo in a circle form in order to attack, and that always kept messing me up because most games have that right stick in order to control the camera, so it is at a fixed angle and the camera shifts automatically. Now, I didn't have that much issue with it as I was playing along, so it does kind of feel like Super Mario 3D World with the fixed camera angles, so just bear that in mind when you do play. And the great thing is there are plenty of lives around, lots of health pickups, and lots of checkpoints throughout the stages. And this will help out with the difficulty. Now, the last game I'm comparing Penny's Big Breakaway to will be Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Although I didn't play this game back in the day on the GameCube, I've seen so much gameplay of it that I already knew as soon as Penny was using her momentum on top of the yo-yo to traverse, this felt like Billy Hatcher rolling around that giant egg, and it was one of those few platformers that was very creative and intriguing at that time. The way that you were able to carry that egg and weight around just like Penny, there is a type of weight and slipperiness as you're wheeling around your yo-yo, and it's just another one of those creative platformers that this development team just nailed down. You can tell that they love platformers, and the way that they made Penny feel when it comes to being elastic, pushing yourself forward, being nimble, doing somersaults, propelling yourself forward, using speed in order to get better times if you want to do the time attack in these levels, attacking penguins. Everything just came together very well. And it runs great on the Nintendo Switch, even in portable mode. And the game looks beautiful as well. I didn't notice any slowdown or lag, but I did notice the background was a lot blurrier in order to probably save on performance, but it wasn't distracting at all because everything just looked very clean and crisp in the foreground. So for my final thoughts, I really enjoyed this game. I'm almost 4 hours in. I've been having so much fun going through the different worlds, doing all the side quests, side collectibles, and yes, there are side missions in here where you can deliver objects to different NPCs of the world, and it's just a fun distraction and extra collectibles to do. And the wacky, fun music also lends perfectly to the world. And let me know down in the comment section below if you are a fan of 3D platformers and if it does remind you of these 3 games that I just mentioned from Sonic, Knights, and Billy Hatcher. And just to give some quick advice on the controls, they do take some time to get used to because they are not traditional when it comes to simple jumping and movement, because you are able to use your right control stick to do some of the actions. So bear that in mind, take your time and you will get used to it. It will become second nature once you get the hang of things. Thank you guys so much for watching and see you later. Bye.